Welcome to House Common Blood, where strangers are family. Every episode contains graphic content, including, but not limited to, copious amounts of blood, unnecessary cursing, death of all ages, be they infants or immortals, fantasy drug use, nudity, mentions of sex, and sound effects of various qualities. We cannot stress enough that this is mature content with adult themes. You have been warned. Be fruitful and become many.
Welcome to House Common Blood. I'm Gray, your demon host. We're a D&D 5e podcast currently playing the adventure Hangman Worms of Frostheart. The story follows a group of misfits facing sentient calamities threatening to destroy the world, led by a Genasi army called the Rebirth Bastion. Before we start, I would like to say most of the monsters that I use are created by Oh Hi Mark. You can support his Patreon, although everything he makes is free. And the music in our games is curated by the D&D Breakfast Club on YouTube, with credit to each respective artist. I'm joined here today by Mega.
Hello, I am Mega, and I play Eddie, the Outer Boy Triton Bastard class. I also play Eddie, or at least I used to.
As well as Nita.
Hi there, Nita here. I play Aaliyah Allblack, the human cleric sorcerer.
As well as Rakuzan.
Hello everybody, I'm Recusant. I play Mavet Sohafidash, the druidic monk that is the sap that holds the party together.
And finally, Moomin.
Hello! I play Seer, a person that's always on fire, who is a, fire genasi, artificer, alchemist. I remain the same. Everybody else, why are they different?
No,
All
remember,
right.
You were slightly different. You were just a little more orange.
You're just a little bit more orange. All right. So as we begin today, wait a second. All right. Admit it. What happened to the new guy? Moo. Moo. Do you remember to let him out, Potty? Squint eyes. What about you, Rakuzan? Both these
what
motherfuckers. Both those motherfuckers walked away as soon as they were done. Nothing. The bit's dead.
I'm here. What happened to him?
Yeah, all right.
He's dead.
Yeah,
But
he's
he's
dead.
not really dead.
No, I've already crafted a narrative here. It's like,
Okay,
he
what's
was
the narrative?
Corpse brew.
Yep, makes
and
sense.
used to water the plants.
All right. I like that. Well, that's good. It's very good. All right. Who can break down what happened last session? I know we went through a lot of narrative overtures, like a lot of things have happened. We had a crazy sex scene with Eddie. That was just absolutely insane. And yeah, you guys failed in your mission and everyone died. Pretty crazy.
Got the group orgy going.
Yeah. That is what happened last session, right? I'm sorry, I did drink a lot in between last session. This session is a little unprofessional, but that's how the cards lay on the table.
Magical puberty.
Who can tell me what the fuck
The
happened?
Weird changes.
Going once, going twice, going 3 times. Who's in for the recap?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was literally giving it at this point, but okay.
Yeah. You know what,
Oh, right.
Eddie?
Sorry, different session. I needed to give a serious one.
Yeah. I need to give a serious one.
I mean, it's honestly not that far off, though. Just
Nope.
like in the middle of the struggle to save the city, it's like a very mischievous blue jay off in the far distance was being the very naughtiest of boys and rewriting the entirety of reality. It's like causing everybody and anybody to go through magical puberty that changed a lot of how they worked. It's like, but before they could really get a handle on what exactly had happened, oh hey, there's Jilly under a bunch of rubble. Better get her out of there. It's like
We named
that's
her
definitely Jilly.
Jelenua.
We definitely
Jelly
named her
was
Jilly.
her fake counterpart.
Well, yeah, and that's why we're gonna call this one Jilly, because spoilers, not Jilly. In fact, actually, sorry, my mistake. We will call the real one Jelenua,
Yep.
or Jilly, but then we'll call this one Jelly.
Got it.
Jelly.
So we find Jelly under some rubble, get her, probably not her, out. In fact, I'm pretty sure I know who this is. And just as like, like again, trying to get our bearings together. It's like, oh look, there's a dead body walking. Well, after we get him out from under rubble, walking around. Like seems really into the whole dead thing. Probably wanna get him into therapy ASAP. But there's no time for therapy because we're suddenly beset by a number of hostile individuals that we dispose of for the most part, though we are able to end the conflict, the rest of the conflict, more peacefully as we convince them to let us go through in exchange for doing what they all came to do here anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You guys spoke a little bit of reason into some of the fighters on the field, but unfortunately, yeah, it's hard to really put the genie back in the bottle once it's let out. Like, it's just open warfare on the urban ground. And from a throwaway joke from Eddie, he stumbled onto one of the few ways I would offer a check onto our Jelenua. One of which, the vague one, was if Jelenua was meant to heal like an ally or help someone who is downed. Another one was any specific, like relating to any specific conversations that you guys had in private. Along with, and I know I mentioned this throughout the story, her well-kept secret and love of the prince, I believe it was Camilu. There we go. Fucking Christ.
Camilu.
Yeah, thank you.
Again, the guy.
Yeah, that's the thing. I know I'm the one who named it, but I'm going out of my way to do names I'm uncomfortable with. That's why I keep fucking up on the pronunciation. Because if I always do names I'm comfortable with, it's going to sound all the same. But thank
Joe?
you. Yeah.
Jason.
There's Billy Bob, there's Billy, there's Bob, and Bobilly.
Bob Billy.
Gene Bob, Bob Gene.
Yes, but through that, just the very, very good throwaway joke. You were offered a check and an insight, and you managed to figure out that the person had no idea what you were getting at and seemed confused why you'd think that they'd be interested in them.
Tell you this, and you guys gonna have an interesting time coming back because Lou's just gonna make him guilty by association.
Guilty by association. There you go.
At least they're not
but yeah.
guilty by disassociation.
Damn right. But yeah, we're gonna just get right into it. I don't even believe that we left on a one-liner or anything, did we? It was just you making a phone call, right, Mega?
Yep, I made a phone call to Jelenua.
Yep, and she
And,
was
I believe
out of breath.
she
Yep.
mentioned that she was being sent to the surface, or like up to the surface with everybody else.
She was on the surface, which is strange because you know how dangerous the surface is. You seen your friend whale impaled. Oh, that rhymed.
Baby, come back.
Baby, come back. Let's go.
And the party gets hold of a scroll of wish, and everybody unanimously decides
We hold
to bring
hands.
back the fucking whale.
Or we gather all the Dragon Balls.
All right, let's bring it back to the map. We're maintaining initiative in the moment just to keep things orderly. All right. But just as a reminder, just to set the scene again, like just imagine like ice on the streets, ice sculpted buildings. You guys are right next to a crumpled building, rubble everywhere. And there is just smoke in the air, like the flickering of fire and orange all around you. It's gleaming on the ice. And I kind of imagine the camera like goes towards the brightest like gleam of orange, which is our dear seer, who is or not comatose, but in a comatose like state on the ground. And Eddie, you made a phone call. It was out in the open. I'm going to ask you, what do you do?
it's like I mean, the easiest thing Eddie can do is individually send a message to everybody in the party real quick.
Okay. All right. Let me hear that message.
It's I think first to Seer, Eddie would simply message to say, hey, can't really confirm it, but I think your friend's here.
Let's see. Before I give a response, I am currently having my character feared, stunned, deafened, and prone. So they're probably in this moment like, and I would put this in more concern for Eddie, is that they don't respond. It's like the situation when they're just repeating over and over in their mind, no, 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 no. Like that's how it would basically be coming off as.
Oh, right. It's very hard to know all the conditions from 2 weeks ago. Probably should have started with Aaliyah.
All right. You know, like, are you just gonna keep repeating this message, like casting the message cantrip, or using your ability?
Well, the message would be slightly different.
Okay.
For like he would have sent the same message to Seer and Aluya,
Okay.
but to Malvet, he actually would have said, "Hey, could you make sure to stick by Jilly to make sure nothing happens to her?"
Okay. All right. Yeah, so let's get out of combat. We don't need to go like order by order then. Let's take a second here. It is important to me though. Like how long do you believe that would take to go through everyone?
Oh, to send that single message?
Yeah, like
or
just
would I say
everyone.
like to everybody that this is not an offense to new guy, but everybody that matters.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, it makes sense.
I mean, matters in this particular situation because, again, if it's who I think it is,
Mm.
he doesn't give a shit about him.
Yeah.
So like it would take 18 seconds
18
after the
seconds.
phone
All right.
call
Yep.
because message is a cantrip and that takes an action.
Okay. All right.
And then they would similarly have, like their chance to respond. I guess it would only take longer if they had like follow up comments or questions.
Okay. No, you see that Jelenua is studying Seer's condition at the moment. You see her putting fingers around her neck, going through the process, not using any healing magic, but just going through the process. But she really is focusing on Seer here.
I don't know, how would Mavet have responded specifically to Eddie's request?
So Mavet would have rushed over to Jelly and kept his eyes on her, not physically, but just looking at her.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you say physically, that sounds terrifying that you just place your eyes on them, just like.
Well, if we want to get down to it, if you've noticed, Mavet doesn't have eyes. They're just like carved in sockets.
Mm-hmm. And one more, can I hear the message to Mavet one more time?
Eddie would have said that, hey, can you make sure to stick by Jelly to make sure she doesn't go anywhere?
Mm.
Will
Okay.
do. She shall not move an inch.
Hmm. Okay. All right. All right. Is there any drastic actions that you guys take? There feels like there's a little bit of tension in the air as like the person that you were next to appears, Daddy, not to be the genuine Jelenua.
Well, I do think that like we should probably start rushing over before, the rest of the hells break loose.
You're all right, Reddy. It's only a matter of time before Frostheart falls.
Which is why it's super important that we complete our mission.
And she nods at that.
Dear, please, get up.
And Seer, like, would you feel like enough time has passed for these conditions to subside?
Oh yeah, probably at this point. They're probably, I would say the fear would stay a little bit, but everything else they just sort of like slowly uncovering their ears. They're no longer stuck in their head, and they just kind of slowly stand up.
Jelenua gets on your side and helps you up.
Careful.
Apologies. I am not great with certain things.
It is all right, my dear.
So, I apologize, looking to the group around.
Mm-hmm.
If you were saying things to me, I did not hear it.
Mavet moves closer since Jelly moved.
Yep.
Mavet, you're a little too close.
Well, I prefer not to get closer unless Eddie tells me to, or not to be going off.
Nods. Hmm.
I mean, after all, we'd be doing your father a disservice if we lost you again, right?
Yes, I cannot wait to meet him. It's been so long.
Exactly how long has it been?
Too long.
If you do ask for a specific amount of time, she will give you the correct amount of time. Because
Too
yeah.
long. 2
Yeah.
days? Hours?
She will give you the correct time frame. Me the DM, I cannot remember the exact schedule in my head, but she will give you the correct time frame because if you guys remember, when you first met Jelenua, she mentioned that she was taken by skinwalkers.
Mavet's just dumb and he got hung up on 2 versus 2
Yes,
versus
yeah,
2.
yes, but that checks out. But what doesn't check out is her forwardness to see her father, because again, that was the initial reason for the split to begin with. Is she couldn't meet her father, she couldn't bear him seeing her in this state.
Yeah, can I do an insight check on her? Since she said to meet her father, see if it's genuine or not.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter what you roll. She really wants to meet her father, or she
yeah,
really wants to meet her father.
exactly what Eddie said. He read my mind. She either really wants to meet the father, or she really wants to meet the father.
Hey, Daddy.
All right. So we can continue like the back and forth role play, but I do need to get like a crash course here of what your guys' intentions are. Are you guys going to act oblivious and leave this person alone, or are you going to deal with the threat?
Mavet is listening to Eddie until he gets other instructions to not let her move like more than 5 more feet.
All right.
All right, guys, let's all get moving, but stick close together. It's like exactly from our current position, how far off is the prison, like where the prince had been kept?
Okay. On the map, not too far away. Because you guys are currently in the Heart District. The place that you guys need to go next. Again, if we're gonna have a brief overview here, let me just show the map. You guys are actually where you're positioned right now. In the heart, near closest to the worm tunnel docks. The prison is strangely enough in the noble quarters. It is within the towering support of the city. And if you guys are ready and done with this challenge and don't want to reinitiate combat, I can resume the skill challenge because this was the little breathing room in between the stages here.
Just to go back, when Eddie
Yep.
sends Oluya the message, she's just gonna slowly turn to this new individual. kind of look at him up and down one time.
Smiles at you.
So, Mr. Not-So-Dead Guy, we should regroup, yes? You
Why,
should go
that's-
back with Jelenua?
Hmm.
Oh, so quiet you are now.
He expresses an interest to be with your party more than have her company. Nothing against her. She just looks a little strange.
Right. We should stick together, yes? And if you agree, say nothing. Excellent. We move on.
Seer also says nothing, thinking like that's a dumb thing to say. But then it's like they don't get it at the moment, for their brain was turned into an echo chamber.
Okay. So we're losing a little bit of the tension here. So let me reignite the fire underneath all your asses. As you guys are getting things settled, you're taking a breather. You guys dealt with this combat. You're taking a minute. You hear people screaming in the distance, and like I've mentioned before, in the combat, you noticed a lot of people disappearing from the street. Now, looking closer, you see centaurs galloping the street, not killing people, but you see them grabbing people and taking them away. It seems like there's a mass kidnapping happening, and it's just happening all over. You look around and you see the guards are having trouble organizing themselves, as if they're missing some central figures to basically direct them to organize them against this assault. I need to ask the party at this point. Would you like to launch a rescue operation to save those who are being kidnapped, or would you like to mobilize the local militia?
I mean, I think Eddie and I can definitely chase these things down. And I know possibly Luia and the others could set that up, but I'm curious what everybody else thinks.
I would be more inclined to help the guard because, these people are going to disappear anyways. But if we can get more bodies to help us out and maybe the future skill challenges would be beneficial. Plus, I don't want to save another dead-looking guy.
I don't want to save another dead-looking guy. What about Aluya and Mega's opinion on this?
You said that people are going to be kidnapped or something to do with the militia?
You can either organize a local militia to help combat the centaur threat, or you can actively mitigate or halt the centaurs from kidnapping civilians.
I don't want to kill more people, but if we can use Eddie's charm like he did before with the other centaur people to be like, y'all need to chill out, we got a plan, stop ruining it for us kind of thing.
I was gonna say, an open persuasion, especially towards enemy combatants, would be more powerful towards a smaller crowd. There's a lot of chaos. Not saying it would be impossible, but I'm just saying the genie's out of the bottle. And this, speaking about tribes, this would be a situation where actions speak louder than words. You feel like so long as you have the prince, that would speak in volumes towards your intent and actions.
Okay, then I guess I'm down for just straight saving the prince.
Okay. Yeah. Well, again, it's not one of the direct options, but it is a goal that you are gradually working towards. Imagine this goal being the obstacle between you and the tower. Someone needs to take your place. Someone needs to mitigate the chaos while you guys focus on this. Imagine this as your stepping stone here. So what's everyone feeling?
And so it looks like Mavet is more in favor of organizing the militia. Aluya is in favor of. Actually, I wasn't sure really what Aluya was in favor of, actually.
Well, I guess it was just to stop the Longneck tribe from their nonsense, because clearly we got one small group to stop, because you told them that, we're going to help save the prince. But if doing it actually saving the prince stops the other people, then I'm for that. It's better to
Yes.
do than say.
Yeah, but imagine that more as a long-term goal. Let's think of the short-term goal at the moment. Would you rather mobilize militia or save civilians from being kidnapped?
I guess save civilians.
Okay, save civilians. It sounded like Moo was in favor of that as well, if memory serves.
Oh yeah, mainly because
Okay.
I could get pretty fast.
Okay. Sounds like we got half towards that. What about you, Mega? Militia or civilians?
The thing is that because organizing the militia, there would definitely be more of a kill order. It's but at the very least, by rescuing civilians, then at the very least, it's mostly, if anything, does serve as any fallout from that. It could at the very least be interpreted by the tribesmen as people defending themselves rather than the state pushing their power onto them. So I think Eddie would actually be in favor of rescuing civilians.
Okay. That sounds like a majority. All right. Let me give a brief recap on what's happened with the skill challenge so far. Let's get some more action-oriented music here. So far, there are three stages. You guys completed one. You guys have 4 successes out of 12. You guys have 0 failures in the encounter so far. And the skills that were used were persuasion, intimidation, survival, investigation, deception, insight, athletics. That carries over between the stages. Keep that in mind with your secondary skills. And I'm just going to give thankfully, I've actually written it down so I can be more succinct with the way I say this. Just to re-explain what the skill challenge is to the audience. In a skill challenge, the goal is to get enough successes using your primary skills before getting 3 failures, and here's the little time limit that I'm putting on here, or before everyone has taken 2 turns before the next stage. Primary skills, you can only use once during the challenge, and they directly affect whether the group succeeds or fails. Secondary skills, these do not directly count as successes or failures, but can help by canceling a failure, giving, I'm going to make an addendum here instead of saying bonuses, giving advantage to someone else's primary skill roll, letting someone re-roll a check, unlocking a new skill in the challenge, or increasing the number of times a primary skill can be used. But just to really highlight this, if everyone has taken 2 turns and the party hasn't moved on to the next stage or completed the challenge fails. But all the successes you had during each of the stages remain. All right. And I am going to quickly post what this looks like for rescuing the civilians. Okay. So you guys are going to launch a rescue operation. The skills involved with this will be stealth, which is hard, acrobatics, which is moderate, intimidation, hard, athletics, moderate, or secondary skills, insight, hard, survival, moderate, investigation, easy, deception, moderate. Keep in mind the skills that are off the table can be brought back to the table via secondary skills. Because secondary skills are never taken off the table. All right. Had my little info dump. I'll set the scene and we'll start going in order here. I put all the information in our little chat for you guys to reference to keep things orderly. And I hope that was a good enough reminder to get everyone back into the game here. All right, let me set the scene. My shit's fucked up. All right, no problem. One moment, por favor. Please fill in dead air a little bit. Like, what would your characters be saying to each other to come to this conclusion? Like, you guys look left and right, see people being kidnapped, and you see like local guards struggling to like come to formation or have clear orders.
All right, so like, I'm not sure if you all would agree or not, but I think it would look pretty bad if it's like the very first thing that we did was bolster the state against a tribal people that already feels pretty bad about their oppression.
Agreed.
I agree.
That's a lot of big words. I do what you say, Eddie.
That's a lot of big words. All right.
Well, then I think one of the first things we should try to do is like figure out where they're all going.
All right.
So try to find their hideout.
I mean, yeah, they had to be like putting them somewhere, right? And I feel like it would be at least a little hard to miss, considering I'm assuming the large number of people.
All right. Yeah, if that's the case, if that's the order of operations, let me amend that then. Let's see. Because I had my own stuff, vice versa. Let's talk about like their escape routes and where they're going then. Towards primary skills, towards that line of thinking for Mega, it'd be a survival moderate, investigation hard, perception easy, stealth moderate, insight hard for secondary skill, nature easy, athletics moderate, arcana hard. If that's the case, let's start going in order. I'll go down the list. Eddie, it sounds like you have a pretty good idea in mind. Like, which one of these skills would you like to use?
Uh,
I think there's only two options left on the table. I believe it's perception and stealth. Until someone uses a secondary skill to bring back survival and investigation.
I think really this is definitely not like Eddie's primary skill challenge.
Yep.
But oh dear. And I keep forgetting that I have to use a different thing.
Hmm.
You know what? The perception is easy, so that's probably what I'm going to wind up going with. That way, because I definitely don't want to do the investigation.
Okay. All right. Make it for me, buddy. Switch it off. Doubly sure. Something.
I don't think I was. Was I concentrating on something last fight? I don't think so.
I can't remember if you were. I don't believe so either.
Oh no, okay. I was originally concentrating on something, but the creatures affected by slow died. So.
Yep. There you go.
All right. I just wanted to be sure I wasn't concentrating on something. In which case, I will throw guidance on myself, specifically for the skill perception.
All right.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to be sure of. It's like I don't think I'm concentrating on anything important right now.
All right.
Here we are.
All right. Satisfied with an 18?
I mean, I might as well put the D4 on it. It didn't give me the option to put onto it. If I went through the trouble of casting, I may as well.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
21.
And yeah, and you went with perception.
Yep.
All right, perception is off the table, and you succeed. So, tell me, like, what are you doing to get a good vantage point of everything that's going on, or following the flow of everything that's happening?
All right, guys, just a sec. As he clicks his heels and starts floating up into the air. Generally speaking, I feel like the best vantage point is above everything else.
No, you're not wrong. All right. Yeah, so as you begin to rise up in the air, you see that they're funneling in between the alleyways. And you see that they're designating 3 particular areas to hold hostages. Although you, or yeah, that's a good word. They're holding hostages in these 3 areas, and you have no idea where they're if they're gonna take them anywhere else. But you know these are the 3 areas.
Okay, so they're not like holding them up in one area, but in 3 different areas.
All right. Moving on here. It moves on to Mavet. Mavet, a lot of skills have been taken off the table. What do you do?
I will go ahead and do secondary skill. I think that's the best for now.
Okay. What would you like to
I
do?
will focus on insight.
All right. Please make me an insight. Just keep in mind it is a hard roll.
I got a pretty good modifier to it.
Would you like to add anything to that?
There's nothing for me to.
Isn't there particular skills that provide advantage with this?
Insight? No.
Okay, I just couldn't remember off the top of my head.
If I was
Something
with
he
stealth,
could do when he had 6 levels in monk.
Okay, gotcha.
Because I believe he had the ability to give himself advantage on insight with one of his previous monk abilities.
Okay. Well, if that's the case and you can't adjust the roll, that is a failure. Please tell me how your insight fails at this moment.
Mavet is trying to see what he can pick out from these centaurs running about while also focusing on making sure Jelly stays close by, and he's more focused on the ladder.
Yep. Keep in mind, at the end of the second round, that'll be considered a failure. I just want to make sure everyone is aware of the time limit.
I mean, I
Aaliyah.
could do a flash of genius for Mavet and turn that into a 22.
I would allow it. I really do want to press that, there is a time limit and failure can happen.
That's why I'm going to say I'll help out by doing that, and I'll make it so that
Okay.
things can move faster.
All right. If that's the case, with a 22, you succeed, Mavet. What would you like to bring in into the table here? Yes, sir. I can do that.
I will give an advantage to Seer.
Okay. You just want to give advantage, all right? You don't have to specify the person. It's just the next person to use a primary skill.
Okay.
Yep.
Also, I think Mavet
give it a little bit
did
more use. Yeah.
an insight, not an investigation, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I did insight.
Did I say investigation by accident?
No, you striked it out.
Investigation should be off the table here. No, it's not. It's not. You are correct. Thank you. Let me adjust that. All right. Thank you guys for being perceptive. All right. Advantage on the next roll. Or the next primary skill check. Aaliyah, it is your turn. You do see you hear hoofbeats on this ice and people screaming along with the crackling of fire and the smell of smoke. What do you do?
I was gonna do stealth, and I was gonna use greater invisibility.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if that's the case, you may use greater invisibility with this.
I'm gonna
What's the
do
duration?
it so it's just for a minute, for as long as I can follow them to try and see a more direct path that they're taking
Absolutely.
their prisoners to.
Yeah,
Let me
no,
just
I
go
love
with
that. I
this.
absolutely love that.
Please don't take off more spell slots than you need to. I do this every time. I think this is it. I did it. Haha. May I have
All
the
right.
roll, please?
I can't offer it to you. All my stuff is fuckered. Please roll from your
gotcha.
sheet. Yep. Thank you.
If I'm invisible, does that mean it's advantage? Then I'm also wearing heavy armor, so...
So here's the thing. I don't actually believe greater invisibility will help in this situation, but I do like where your head's at. What I'll say is I'll lower the DC by a degree. So instead of being moderate, it'll be easy. And you already have advantage from Mavet. Does that sound fair?
Okay, that's fine.
Yep. Because I do want to give you something for expending a spell slot, and it seems logical in my head that invisibility would help with this situation. Okay. Well, just remind me, you what type of armor are you wearing?
It's heavy.
Then it'd be a straight roll. Because you have disadvantage on the check and advantage, which cancels each other out. But nevertheless, the highest you did roll is 11, so you did get 16. Anything else you'd like to add to that roll?
I can't guidance myself, so no.
Yeah, because you cast a spell. That's where I draw the limit.
Oh,
That's correct.
I believe you already figured out that easy is a DC 10, moderate is a DC 15, and hard is a DC 20.
If that's the case, you do succeed. Please, flavor how this looks. Like, I do kind of want to see how your magic looks and what you're doing exactly to follow them.
So at this point, I see everyone trying to do one thing or another, and I'm kind of like scrambling to figure out what to do. And I was like, oh, maybe I should follow them as best I can. Okay. So I will concentrate on myself, kind of like give a clap of my hands, and with that, from my hands on outward to the rest of my body, I disappear.
Okay.
And
Excellent.
the first, I guess, long neck person I see, carrying out a person, I'll try to follow them as far as I can to
All
see
right.
maybe if I can get a direct path.
Yeah, as you are observing and following them, you do see even some secret shortcuts that they're taking as well. So you do find not only their direct paths and what they appear to agree on for traveling to these locations in the fastest way possible, but you can also use that path yourself or abuse that knowledge to help out with rescuing individuals.
Okay.
All right. Now we move on to Seer. A lot of things are leaving the table here. You got investigation, which is hard. You got insight, nature, athletics.
I think you keep forgetting the insight was already passed. DM, am I wrong?
I keep messing up. It like a survival, perception, stealth is off the table.
Okay, because I was about to say,
No, you're fine.
because there's nature, athletics, arcana, and investigation.
Mm-hmm.
Well, looks like I'm gonna have to pick. Let's see. I'm just looking at my character sheet a little bit. Trying to figure out what my best course of action. As people can hear, there's a puppy in the background that's excited.
Yep.
Let's take a look. So, I might as well do investigation.
All right.
All right.
Please make me an investigation. Keep in mind it is hard.
You're not going to offer it, it's just I'm going to roll it?
Yeah, just roll it.
Okay. I do that, I got to put my -2, if I remember. Oh, no, it was a -1.
Natural 20. You gotta be kidding me. All right. Tell me what you do to really unravel this. Aluya Eddie identified that there's 3 buildings that the centaurs are taking the hostages to. Aluya identified the paths that they are taking. What's the second to last step here? Like to really launch an effective rescue operation.
Well, besides the fact that there are people crushed under many things or hiding, it's the goal of like, why are they taking them and doing this specific patterning, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it depends. At these 3 locations, are they close to areas of like high populations, or are they close to major locations that would be seen in the city?
Yeah, the buildings that they picked appear to be like where the densest population would be for the shortest amount of trips.
Oh, gross.
Yep.
Aluya, I don't have a message, so it's going to be one of those moments where correct me if I'm wrong, Gray. It sounds like what's going on is that they're hoping that people will chase them to go to these dense spots so that they can actually do the real plan of like
Mhm.
causing grand destruction in the city. They're using
Mhm.
them as bait, basically, to bring a bunch of people towards them.
All right.
And if not bait, at least something big's going to happen.
All right. Investigation was used. We're at 7 successes out of 12. And it's one more to complete this stage of the operation. I feel like everything that was used was a good, like, a preliminary investigation. So I'm going to offer you guys some new checks here to launch the rescue operation. And I'm going to say, with how much time we spent on this particular aspect of it, the primary check will be at advantage. All right. I'll put in chat here. Going to call it rescue hostages. And I'll take off the ones that have been used on the table. I believe the only one that's available is acrobatics. All right. All right, acrobatics is the primary skill. Just for shits and gigs, I'll tell you the other ones. Stealth, intimidation, athletics. All those are taken off the table. Secondary skills. We have insight, survival, investigation, deception. All right. We move back to the top. Eddie. You guys just need one more success. But you feel the noose closing around you as you see that whatever that they're preparing, whatever they're doing is about to launch off. What do you do?
Hey, Mavet, do you still have a way to make it super easy to sneak around?
Yes, I do.
Alright, in which case... Actually, for the time being, I'm going to use a secondary skill.
Okay.
Trying to figure out which one to hedge my bets on.
Yep. You got insight, survival, investigation, deception.
Reminding myself of what my current stats are.
If you
What
think
is
about
Eddie?
it too, you could just switch some of the words up and you just have explosion on it. That could be a
Explosion.
check.
Hell yeah. I like that. Fireball. It's one of my favorite things to do in a rescue operation.
People think so hard, and yet they don't realize that all they have to really do is just leave nothing behind.
It's really easy to carry a bunch of ashes than people to safety.
It's called
right.
acceptable losses.
All right, so I think it would actually make sense for Eddie to use the use deception
Okay.
to essentially, because I imagine like there are at least like some like guards posted by like in different areas.
Yep.
So I think Eddie would use some diversionary tactics in order to, for example, re-unlock stealth
Oh, hell yeah.
for the group.
Fuck yeah, I love that. That's some Metal Gear Solid shit. Let me hear it. How do you get the exclamation point to appear above their head? Dun-dun.
Well, in which case, I think the easiest way was to bringing back an old classic. It's like using minor illusion to like put on the the illusions of like somebody like running or rushing by.
That's a clever use of it. I'll allow it with advantage. Yep.
Brings
Yeah,
back a classic because Cobalt did the exact same thing back
Hell
in
yeah.
the first campaign.
Hell yeah. Yeah, you feel like a ghostly kobold hand guiding Eddie's hand as he casts a spell. Wait, hang on, we're looking for you. All right, 27. That is a definite pass. What would you, and stealth is back on the table as we see the centaurs galloping off as they see this person as a potential victim. Just out of curiosity, what was the actual like a minor illusion look for?
Well, no, I didn't use appearance. What I used was sound.
Oh, sound. Yes. Well, what does it sound like? Let me hear it.
Quickly, run quickly this way.
Just hear them snort. Kotoka, takoka. And they begin to gallop off. All right, Mavet. It's back to you. If it somehow
Alrighty.
reaches the end of this round without one more success, you guys fail.
Well, I will be casting Pass Without Trace to
Ooh.
help with the stealth check.
Is it still a static plus 10?
Yep.
That apparently did not change, although because of the way that surprise was altered, it's like it's not as broken
Yeah.
as it used to be by consequence.
Okay. I don't mind it. Plus 10. What's your minimum bonus here? Like what's your static bonus for stealth?
+8.
Plus 8.
Plus 18 with a plus 10.
There's a very small chance of failure. Make the roll.
How small are you talking?
Small.
He'd literally have to roll a 1.
Oh
If he
my
rolls
god.
two,
My
he's-
god.
Holy cow.
Is there anything you can add to that roll?
Well,
Well,
if you want, though-
I forgot to add the 10.
Yeah, I was about to say if you
Yeah.
add a 10 to that, that's a 20. That's
Yes.
exactly what we need.
Yes. Now, is there anything you can add to that roll?
Flash of Genius for a +6.
If you'd like to.
Did you change the DC for hard?
And change any DCs. You guys have made rough guesses.
It would turn it into a 26 on success in this case.
Mm-hmm. Would you like to use it?
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna hesitate.
Okay. If you're going to use Flash of Genius, then I will reveal to the table. Assumptions have been made for the hard DC. It's actually 21. So
Seems
yes,
arbitrary, but
yeah, I know. But yes, you guys have succeeded Mavet. What does this look like as you come in and save the day? Like, what does this look like collectively as you are taking care of these 3 buildings?
So as Mavet radiates an aura of what looks to be very dark spores coming out, the spores themselves begin to emanate a aura of smoke as well, gently patting the feet of everyone around them, making them easier to get away from the centaurs and also buffing our party.
Oh, hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. All right. Now, because we still have 2 people left and you guys have achieved this goal, I do not want to take this away from you. I guess this is a special type of reward I want to provide in this scenario. Aluya, Seer, what 2 skills would you like back on the table?
If I had to put a skill back to make it so that we had a really good chance, Like, I was hoping Arcana would come back, but if it's on the list right now...
It is on the list right now.
So, Leah, what do you think if we brought back Intimidation for you?
I'm trying to see my modifiers. Yeah, that's fine with me.
Okay. Intimidation is back on the
If
table.
I do that, I will plan to do Enhance Ability for you later.
Okay.
Okay.
And then I
what's the other
think
one?
then Athletics.
Athletics. All right, athletics is back on the table. All right. I adjusted it on the chat here. All right. And that is 8 successes. You guys are reaching the finishing line here. Let me tell you guys what you guys get for succeeding here. All right. For rescuing the prisoners. One moment. All right. There we go. All right. Because you guys have launched a rescue operation, the kidnapped citizens are rescued, boosting civilian morale and support. The players gain advantage on all future persuasion checks within Frostheart. Right, and that also applies to the skill challenge as well. Right. There we go. Just writing it down so I can just regurgitate all this information later. All right. We are moving on to the final stage here. Again, you guys make your way to the tower with the intentions of going towards the dungeon, getting the leader of the Swiftnecks, and trying to stop this entire little kerfuffle that's occurring. As you guys approach the central support, you see that the largest concentration of the centaurs are doing an assault here. This support is one of the only ways to get to the surface from Frostheart, as this spirals from the base all the way to the ceiling. You see like the silhouettes of sea elves and centaurs like exchanging metal within the smoke. You see cracks beginning to form and fissure, spiderweb cracks within the support itself. At this point, I would like to ask you, as you see like people trying to escape the tower itself, these seems like leaders, nobles, high-profile people trying to escape the tower itself, as well as the centaurs doing just massive damage against the guards in the tower itself. You have 2 choices here. Would you like to attempt to repair the tower to prevent a possible collapse here? Not an overall collapse of the ceiling falling down, but of this pillar falling. Or would you like to try to evacuate key personnel here? Now, I can tell you guys a little bit more about each choice here. Like, if you were to pick the first choice, it would involve actual repair of the tower and defending against the centaurs. With evacuating personnel, that would just involve rescuing people from the tower itself, then reinforcing the security within the tower. And after that, it's just a clear shot to the man himself.
I mean, not gonna lie, buildings can be rebuilt.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's no issue. Like, if that's the case, does anyone disagree with that assessment?
I'd be the minority, but
That'd be the minority.
Well, that's just because Mavet doesn't like people.
That is correct. Aaliyah, it's here.
No, I'm fine with the rescue. Yeah, the building was
The-
like low on priority for me.
The building's not the highest priority, mainly because like you need to have the memories of the building over the building itself. A building's not that important if there's no people to live in it.
Mm-hmm. All right.
but
Yeah,
we just saved a bunch, so there's gonna be people.
You're right, but a building can be rebuilt by those people. We don't want to lose everybody.
Yep. Like I said, these are high-profile individuals as well.
Insert a joke here. They're expendable.
They're expendable. All right.
Over it.
Yeah, it sounds like a majority here. If that's the case, let me break it down really quick. You guys approach this massive tower. Again, this is the very first thing that you've seen in Frostheart. Goes from the floor to the ceiling. It's one of the main structural supports of this cavity. You see, like, again, like a bunch of chaos and people attempting to get out. Like, you even see some sea elves like trying to jump out of the window, risking falling to their death over facing centaurs. Right. I'll double check what we have here, but at the moment it's persuasion hard, athletics medium, intimidation easy, survival medium. Our secondary skills is insight easy, investigation medium, survival hard, medicine medium. I'll double check with what we have. So we start off with Eddie one more time. Right. I believe the two that you guys brought back were, yeah, I think you guys picked really well. I'm pretty sure these all would have been off the table if you guys didn't pick these.
Oh, persuasion's such a bad one for me. If it's my turn, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, because of
You're
Aluya.
not the one who has to do it.
Yeah.
Like, you can always pick a secondary skill to set up somebody else later.
Yeah,
You're
this
right,
is all
you're right.
cooperative. Yep.
That's why I was like, originally it was just like when Aluya wanted to do the stealth, like, girl, you're in the heavy armor.
Oh, yeah,
You're in the heavy
But my
armor.
no, I thought about that, and I saw my modifier, and I knew what I wanted to do with my spell, so I was like, all right, I can do it.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. All right.
But for real, like that, but back down on the ground.
Yep.
I actually am curious as to. Well, I'm not gonna focus on that question right now.
Yeah.
I guess Eddie will do intimidation to start out.
Yeah.
Unless Aluya really wants to do it. I don't know.
So, yeah, it appears that like people are in a constant state of fear, and they need a clear voice of authority to remind them of how dire the situation is. Because it looks like some people are
Okay, that's
staying.
not
Yeah,
Aluya.
that's not Aluya. All right, let's see that check.
I mean, no offense to Aluya when I say this.
You
If you
fucked
don't
it all
want to
up.
die, just move your body. You're not moving fast enough. You're losers. Move.
Just reminds me.
Move.
Just
Oh
reminds
my
me
gosh.
of the protester she talked to. You fucked it all up.
I will
I
be
just,
using guidance for this.
I just want to
Yes,
imagine they just kick
yes.
someone being like, keep moving.
Oh, fuck it all.
Also great to
Oh
put
my
on
God.
Are you
record for the entire.
serious?
Oh.
Fine. I'll roll the damn.
Inspiration.
Well, because I was holding on to a D6 inspiration for a while, and it's just like I hate to use it on this.
Mm.
It's like but this is like the last type of
Yeah.
inspiration I had left. But then also, you only really get 8 rounds.
Mm.
There, 10.
You hit it right on the spot. The exact DC, I believe. Yep, it was an easy.
You know what?
He's
I
so
think maybe
angry.
originally people weren't paying attention to the the man in the suits, like, you know, like, okay,
Hell yeah.
sure. It's like but then maybe
Hell
like
yeah.
Eddie's smoke piles up.
Hell yeah.
It's like around him. It's just like, I'm sorry, maybe I didn't make myself clear. Get moving down the hall.
Yes, sir. And you just see them running, and like, I kind of want to imagine like the main reason they're struggling as much as well is like they don't want to get themselves into obvious danger, and like centaurs are close but not blocking the path, and they don't want to get near. And you just gave them the kick in the ass of like, look, there's an opportunity, get the fuck out. And like, yeah, yes, sir. And they begin running. All right. Moving on to Mavet. Mavet, what are you doing?
I, Mavet, will be using secondary skill. And I'm just gonna knock insight off.
Hmm.
Or actually, because I'm not sure if what's her name? Aluya is good with medicine.
You have a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll just go with insight.
All right. See the insight. A natural 20.
Yay.
Again, because like I'm getting a little bit more of a feel here, and I want to give you guys more opportunities. That was very impressive. Like that was a natural 20, and although like typically natural 20s don't really add much to the rolls, I'm gonna allow for in this instance you may choose 2 effects. What would you like?
Okay, I would like to let us use persuasion again.
Okay, persuasion is back on the table.
And then I will give advantage.
Okay, advantage on the next check. Done and done. Aluya. Well, actually, before I move on, what does this look like? Like, how's your insight coming into play here? Are you doing like math in your head? Are you predicting their behavior? What's going on here?
I am making sure that they're really understanding the gravity of the situation and checking to make sure that Eddie's doing his job well and intimidating them.
Hmm.
So I'm checking to make sure they're actually intimidated.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say there's only a few left. You guys just need one more success, and then the last issue is the centaurs, like in this building. All right, we're moving on to Aluya. Aluya, what would you like to do?
I want persuasion for Eddie. So I want to use athletics. So I'm just going to make sure to use my new sexy strength to move rubble out the way, hold
Hell
up
yeah.
doorways if need be.
Yeah. Like Legend of Zelda style. I like it. Just effortlessly, you are lifting boulders. Let's see it.
This is
with
normal
advantage.
or...
With
Okay.
advantage. Yep.
I will guidance myself.
Oh,
Oh my gosh. Okay, wait. How many sorcery points to reroll?
Well, hold on though, because that was one of the optional rules from Tasha's, and we aren't using those anymore.
Oh no.
That's factual.
Damn it.
Like it's all right to fail. Like you guys still have opportunities.
Not strong enough to move the boulders, but hopefully strong enough to carry the weight of your failure against all of us.
I mean, I'll roll my d4.
Yeah,
But
roll
I
that
know it's
does
not
make the
gonna-
difference.
Wow, I'm roll for everything.
Yeah, you. That was really low. I assume there's nothing else you can do.
No, I don't have inspiration. Hmm.
I kind of like again, if there's no way to circumvent your failure here, I kind of imagine like as you're lifting or trying to lift large chunks of rubble, you don't know your own strength, and the grip sends spiderweb fractures across entire all the boulders, rocks, and rubble. And instead of being able to clear it with one fell swoop, you are creating more of a mess as it's becoming smaller and smaller debris. Athletics is off the table. All right. Seer, what are you going to do? Your friends have one more round. Yeah, one more round after this to really seal the deal.
Well, actually, clarifying one thing.
Yes, sir.
Because isn't one of the options for a secondary skill, if we succeed on it, it lets somebody re-roll a check that they had already made?
Yes, that's correct.
So in other words, we could give Aluya a second chance to try that athletics again if we can succeed on a secondary skill.
That's what I was thinking of doing.
Very smart.
Let's
Mega,
do...
give yourself inspiration for really considering the rules. I do appreciate that.
That's why what I think I will do is I will do an investigation once more and help Aluya out with the athletics.
Okay. Go ahead.
All right.
Investigating the part of the building that maybe is too hard for her.
Yep.
And then
Or pointing out her terrible form.
Or even just like, you guys aren't repairing the building, so looking for a weak point in the building to make an emergency exit. Maybe like a...
that is a fair point. It's like, why are we lifting things? We could be breaking things.
Yeah, just break shit. Help them out.
All
right, let me see the roll. And there's just a large potion bottle that bursts through the wall saying, "Oh yeah!" Holy shit. Same thing, natural 20. I'll allow for 2 effects.
I have the perfect answer to saying to Aluya.
And
it's going to make Aluya either feel comfortable, embarrassed, and stuff like that. Seer's going to watch as they watch Aluya struggle against this structure, trying their hardest.
Yep.
And then Seer just simply just says, use what the gods gave you and just actually try it with that. Basically, in Aluya's brain, that means use your ass more, lift up.
Oh, that's immediately what I thought of.
Hell yeah.
Exactly.
Reroll that athletics with advantage, and Seer, again, you rolled a natural 20. What's another thing you would like? I'll allow you to have one more effect.
I would like to know, basically, once we are able to evacuate these people, when Aluya breaks the structure, is there any risk of the structure falling upon said people if we try to evacuate them?
It seems like, well, I'll give this to you for free, if that's the information that you want. It seems like the biggest risk is, like I mentioned before.
Oh my gosh,
this is,
I can't win.
It's fine, you succeed. Sorry, you made me lose my train of thought. Seer, like, it seems like the primary thing that is being done here is this is the only entrance to the surface. from at least Frostheart specifically. It looks like the enemy combatants are cutting like a enemy pursuit as they are making their way to the surface. Because don't get me wrong, I need to be very clear with your guys' rescue operation. You guys saved a majority of the people. But again, there are still some individuals who are kidnapped, but it's not it's no king's ransom, and it is no impressive lot. At most, they got like 4 or 5 people, and they're making their way to the surface. Aluya, how does that look when Mommy Seer gives you a little boop on the nose? What does this look like?
Straight up like Armika style, just slamming her bottom against floors and walls, creating new exits.
Get your ass to work, Aaliyah, doing so.
All right.
If you play Street Fighter, or just Google Armika and what she looks like, you will understand what I mean.
All right. So moving on here, let's go on to the next phase. Or not next phase. I need to watch my wording here. The next little part of this stage. You guys evacuated the key personnel. Now it's just the remaining centaurs here that are causing issues, and they need to be dealt with. You guys are on the verge of victory here. Now we'll call this reinforcing security and combating centaurs. All right. I will double check the list, see what's on the table, what's off. I know athletics is off the table. Perception.
I thought it was supposed to be persuasion, too. So we left it for someone else.
Hang on. Just 1 second. Just double check and make sure it's anything else. And investigation. All right. All right. So towards this final little tidbit for reinforcing security, the options are investigation, which has been used. Arcana, which is medium, has not been used. Athletics, just used. Perception, used. Secondary skills, we have survival, nature, insight, intimidation. What would you guys like to do here? I believe we finished off with Seer. We're back to Eddie. Eddie, we just need 2 more successes. That's it. Then we're done.
Let's see.
Yep. And I do have a cool visual in my head, like all of you guys in this burning building, the smoke spilling out of the window, and we have a side profile view of the party looking out to a burning town. The heat waves warping the ice. And gleams of orange everywhere. The smell of smoke is choking.
I think this just might be a situation where I'm setting somebody else up.
Okay.
Mind you, this didn't technically work out the last time, but
Hell yeah.
at the very least, it's not as costly to fail a secondary skill. So Eddie's going to try intimidation again, especially since the place is filled with smoke. I feel like that's just his territory.
Yep. You just see men just coughing like soldiers, just coughing, and they're struggling to keep their morale. You see some of them like backstepping, losing their will to fight. They need a kick in the ass like Luya got. There we go. Wow.
Soft 20.
Yeah, a soft 20. All right, what would you like to achieve?
In this case, I think it would be prudent to... Because basically, do I want to set up for Aluya or do I want to set up for Mavet?
Go for Mavet.
Actually, perception might be prudent in this scenario, so I will re-unlock perception. And I think how that winds up working is that like Eddie literally clears the smoke in the area.
That's awesome. Like Avatar: Last Airbender, just a split in the sea of smoke. Hell yeah!
Which not only possibly gives the soldiers they need the kick in the butt they need to to press on, but then also makes it easier for someone to make a perception check.
I can see. I can see.
I can fight.
All right, Mavet, keep in mind this is the last round. What do you do?
I think the best bet is to go for perception.
Let me see that perception.
Da 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 da.
All right. Is there anything you'd like to add to that roll?
Don't think there's anything I can.
All right. Double check one more time. 1 second. Yeah. If nothing is done to that roll, then it is a failure. I do apologize. Perception is off the table.
All right, you know what? I'll use the inspiration that I got. Give another d20.
Okay. Make that roll one more time, buddy. Oh my fucking god!
It happens.
Yeah, I know,
I'm
and it's
going
just
so
making me
poorly
fucking
today.
sick. That just makes me sick. Fucking hell.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, these DCs are weirdly spaced between 10, 16, and 21.
Yeah.
I have an inspiration. I will burn.
Okay. You may
I've been-
re-roll one more time.
I've been sitting on this inspiration for people.
There you go.
I was so pissed. I thought that was a
Yeah,
6.
I thought it was a 6 too. If that would have been a third 6. And towards you, Eddie, the specific chart I'm using is actually from Wizards of the Coast for this challenge. Weirdly enough, and yes, it
Again, I
is
never
weird.
used this source book, so
Yes, yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it is strange.
I don't even know what these would be.
Mm-hmm. All right, you succeed. Tell me, okay, I need to hear this because multiple people had to help you to make you succeed here. What was happening, Mavet?
Mavet was really studying this wall, and he couldn't figure out why he can't see anything. And as Eddie was clearing the smoke, he realized, oh, that's actually a wall. Okay. So he's looking around. It's a little dark in there, but luckily Seer gives off a faint light about herself. So he's able to see now and look for where the centaurs are coming from.
All right. Let's see. You do see like where they're coming, where they're going, and just like before, like you're starting to understand their culture and their tactics and how they move, and like what they look like as a unit. And you give that advice to the following people, like the security, the rest of the party, and it feels like a second wind has come over onto the battlefield. We just need one more success and we're done. Hallelujah. No pressure.
Uh, um. I keep clicking off.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I should also mention, like, you guys do see rain outside the window. It's just raining. And it's helping add to the smoke.
So there is a weather effect outside?
I never said that. I said it's raining.
Okay.
In a cavern.
Make it happen.
Yeah, what would you like to do? Like, where are you hedging your bets here?
I will. Trying to see my spells.
So, Greg, will you offer advantage to Aaliyah if they make it as cheesy as possible of how they make this work?
I might offer something depending on what they do.
I'm going. There's between two of them, and I'm like, it's
Yeah.
so hard because it's so tense right now, and my
Yeah.
last rolls have been ass.
Yeah, you feel that tension? It reminds me of when we finished the very first adventure for this campaign. Like when we were doing the little war aspect. I believe you're in a similar situation.
All right. Well, I think I'm gonna see if it works. If not, so be it. I'm so sorry, folks. I will use my. I will see if I could. Use my Heart of the Storm. No, my Storm Guide. Being that it's raining and it's causing more harm than good because it's building up more smoke, I'm going to focus on the area, making it easier for people to come out and alleviate the smoke by having it stop raining around us.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch. What exactly are you doing?
I want it to stop raining in a specific spot.
And how are you going to do that?
It's my Storm Guide. I control the weather in a 20-foot radius.
Ooh.
I'm hoping I can do this.
Like I said, if you use like certain abilities your character has, it counts as a secondary skill. And I will allow it. What kind of effect would you like?
So I just want it to completely stop, as if like this dome appears and nothing is penetrating through it. No rain.
I like that creativity. Give yourself an inspiration and tell me the effect that you want. Then it's Seer's turn afterwards.
I would like to stop the rain so it doesn't add on to more smoke, so people can properly see where they're going and just make it out safely without moving into areas that would cause them more harm.
Yeah, like as you peek your head above the window, you see something weird in the ceiling. You see a faint orange glow, like beneath the ice in the ceiling. And you hear a rumble.
Was survival.
Mm-hmm.
Oh gosh. Here we go. Oh, guidance myself.
I'll be back in one moment.
Don't fuck me. Oh my gosh. Why? I'm about to use this damn inspiration I got.
Which one did you roll for? Nature?
A 5.
I mean, it might pass.
All right. Weren't you using an ability?
It's my passive, yeah.
I'll allow for advantage with that. I'm sorry if I didn't get that across. I was distracted with something else.
Okay.
Yep. Oh my God,
My
Aleluya.
God.
All right.
You gave me inspiration. I might as well bring it again.
This is a new level of inspiration.
Before you use it, are you certain you want to use it on this roll, or would you like to keep it? Because it's just a secondary skill. The big one's about to come up.
And that's the last one, right?
Yep, that's the very last one. Is the linchpin of all of this. Keep in mind, all the stages you succeeded on, those successes will stay, those effects will stay. It's just this final aspect of saving all the personnel and reinforcing the security. Failure, I do have a failure condition of what would happen at this stage.
Yeah, fine. I'll take the loss, and if anything, I'm just going to give it to Seer because I'm thinking she might go for a specific one.
All right, Seer.
There's only
Magic
one
is...
left.
Yep. Seer, magic is in the air, and you notice the magic the items that the guards have used to have a magical quality, but it seems like something is dampening it, or some sabotage has been done to them. What do you do?
Trying to think.
I
I mean, there is that one skill. Go ahead.
No, it's just I noticed I haven't rolled higher than a 10 in any of the things I've done.
You guys have been making my heart drop a lot. I'm a little nervous.
I mean, I have no more Flash of Geniuses, so I could tell you that. But I do see an Arcana. Let's go Arcana.
Okay. All right.
Who's ready to see this dice being really poor?
I'm ready. You just got to beat a 16.
That means I cannot roll lower than technically a 6.
Yeah. That's all you got to do.
Oh my
Natural
gosh,
20. Explain how you finish off this
one.
challenge. Yeah. Explain how you finish off this challenge. Ward off the centaurs that were pushing against you and the elven guards, and what you do about these inert magic items.
So, with all these inert magical items, as an artificer, while they don't work, question I'm wondering is if I can make them unstable in some way to kind of mess with the centaurs. Because then how I would end this encounter with the centaurs is that I just throw essentially a magical hand grenade into the center of where they are.
Okay,
but that's what I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, so it depends of which item is inert, but unstable due to that inertness.
Oh yeah, I like that. All right, and what we see with this holy hand grenade is that a brine-like mist washing over the items, a glow taking over, and you see that it is just extremely sharp. It's cutting through metal like butter. And we see them retaliating against the centaurs and them retreating, some of them dying. But as that happens, you feel a shock within the tower itself, and you see like a rubble beginning to spill down the stairs as, again, like I mentioned before, it appears they've cut off a way of following them. And if we were to zoom the camera out, we would see like a large chunk of the top of the building is gone. Perhaps 50, 60 feet of it fell to the ground, but most of the support still stands. Congratulations, you guys have gone through the skill challenge. Yep. For the final little tidbit here of what you guys earn. There we go. Evacuating personnel. All right. You've gained the equivalent of what I will call retainers, starting like perhaps an hour or two after everything has been cleared over. Like, you've earned the respect of the guards, the security, and high-profile individuals. Not only do you have advantage on all persuasion checks within town, now you have advantage on all social checks against nobility and military force. Essentially, you're on the elves' good sides for your contributions for everything you have done. Now, I know there was expressed interest to go see what's been happening with the prince who's been locked in the dungeon of this tower. Would it be safe for me to assume once you guys have finished with your activities that you would go to that area next?
Yep, that's kind of the goal. We're hoping that doing so might bring all of this chaos to an end.
Okay.
Agreed.
All right. You guys begin to go to the dungeon, and you see a couple strange things. So let me talk about the first thing. First thing you notice is the guards. They are not dead, but you see that they're snoring. And you see that the gate to the dungeons, not the cells, the dungeon, is creaked open and is just swaying. As you guys begin to delve within the dungeon itself, no need for a investigation check here to realize this one clue. You see a empty glass bottle, like rolled onto the ground. As you approach the cells, you do see that a majority of them are empty, while a couple cells do have occupants in it. But again, there's one cell with a door that is ajar. What do you guys do?
Hello? Anyone in there?
You see one Goliath man just wrap his hands around the bars and shake it.
Let me out! Come on! All hell is breaking loose. Let me out.
They didn't even say please.
Please.
Looks to Aluya. What do you think? Think good enough, or do you want to take a look at them first?
I mean, he's like really big. Why can't he just like open the door himself?
Big doesn't mean strong.
Well, also these might be magically enforced.
Okay, it could be very strong then, but the bars won't bend then.
Who are you?
Galvin. Galvin, that's my name. Let me out.
How about this? You know what happened here? You tell us and we'll let you go. Fair deal?
What kind of collateral do I have that if I tell you anything, that you'll let me out?
There are bars, right?
Yep.
Eddie will put one of his hands through the bars.
Yep.
My arm.
I like you, Otterman.
And you see his big hand going over your forearm. Doesn't move it. To really seal the deal, I do want to check. Give me a persuasion. With advantage,
What's this
because
guy's
that's
name
good
again?
collateral. That's good collateral. What was that, Luia?
What's this guy's name again?
Galvin.
Galvin. Okay.
Yep, Galvin. Oh my god. But it's still high with the 9. Holy shit.
I mean, I didn't use guidance, but I wasn't sure if it was appropriate here, so.
Yeah, it's fine. You surpassed the DC I had in my mind. As he grabs your arm, he just leans in a little close and he just says,
Had a strange thing happen earlier today. Cloaked figure. Sogging wet. Just walked right in. No guards. No nothing. Keys in hand. Went over to the cell. Shared a couple whispers. Couldn't hear it. Opened the door. Right to that centaur fellow over there. Strange thing, though. Figure went in. 2 figures came out. Second one looked like an average Joe. As far as I could tell, didn't see no horse's ass on it, but was cloaked as well. And they walked their merry way out.
it seems like whatever has happened well before the events that transpired here today.
That's really concerning, but I guess it doesn't really concern you, huh?
Not in the slightest. I just want my freedom.
You see him. Give me an insight. And if anyone else wants to roll, like history, I'm not going to offer that to you, Eddie.
Just 12.
Yeah. Won't give you a lot, but it will at least tell you that he really does want to spring free, and he seems, well, as normal as it sounds, he feels very uncomfortable in this confinement. But I can't give you more than that. He's willing to try anything, do anything to get out of here.
Alright. So, do you know if only the specific keys work on these doors, or do you know if there's any like safeguards?
They say an elven word is hard for me to pronounce every time they unlock a door, but I don't know more than that. I don't know.
Can you try to say it to the best of your ability?
You just see him like scrunching his brow at that.
I just speak Elvish pretty fluently, so I figure if I hear the word, I could roughly guess which one it is.
And I'm going to purposely mispronounce this, which, don't worry, I'm a method actor. Lethieril. And it doesn't sound like he quite has it right. Because you know the language, I'm going to allow you to make a history with advantage to try to see the word he is attempting to say.
Not rolling hot today.
No. I guess I can offer you the translation of what he's currently saying. What he's currently saying is unleash the light. But it's the wrong kind of light. It's light as in this is a light object rather than light as in a beam of light.
It's like so then in the Elvish root system, then would the actual word for light be very similar, or like as terms of like illumination?
Yeah. I feel like that's a connection that you can make. That it didn't come from like you doing a history check here. This comes from your understanding of the language and understanding what he is saying. What he is trying to say.
So then, if in Elvish Eddie said, "Unleash the light," changing the word to the appropriate one, does it unlock?
It appears like the light dims, but you do need a key to associate with it. It seems like that suppresses the magical ward here.
Are there any keys around us? Or like, in fact, did they leave the keys behind when they busted out the prince?
Well, thankfully, since no one has woken up the guards, which again, that's why I was waiting here a little bit, it appears there is one more set of keys that you could nick off of him.
Hey, Mavet, would you mind getting those for me?
That will be a sneaky deaky.
A sneaky deaky. Yep.
Is he able to stick his hand out of the cell?
No. He's really thick. He's really big.
I mean, like a finger, anything.
Maybe 2 fingers, maybe.
All right.
But that's squeezing.
Worst
2
case
fingers?
scenario, I can do it.
Okay. All right. Is there any tricks or anything, Mega, or are you intending to like release this man from his cell?
It's like, no, he intends to release him.
You hear the creak of the door. Cracks his neck.
Forgive me, for I've sinned.
You hear him mumbling to himself, and he walks out.
Thank you.
And it looks like he's waiting for a name.
You can call me Eddie.
And who are the rest of you?
Janet Jackson?
You look like a Janet Jackson.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. A question, why were you locked away?
Raises an eyebrow, actually.
Have you been in Frostheart long?
No, but I'm curious as what to their laws are like. Oh, you took bread, jail. You looked at my wife, jail. That kind of thing. What is your deal?
I mean, they are super racist.
I
Yeah.
got arrested. I got arrested for being a Goliath.
That's
Well,
it.
that's. I mean, Aluya, it might mean that after the dust settles down, they might come after me. As Seer has not been hiding themselves at all during this entire time of chaos.
Hmm.
Well, that is dumb. I'm sorry. Also,
It is
insight.
simply.
Yeah. You can roll the insight.
It is simply history. This place
and the emotions around, like to Frostheart as a whole.
was once our land,
Pumps his heart.
but we had a divide. We sent the horsemen, banished them from our land. And it traveled, it moved. And one day ended up here. The elves were not too happy about being moved. They do not like us. They do not like the horsemen.
What did you roll?
22.
22? He seems truthful that he was mainly arrested due to his race, but as always, like with that kind of insight, you probably tell that there is more to it. But let me be very specific here. It is not as if he's lying to you. It feels like he is glossing over a detail that embarrasses him.
Yeah, she can work with that.
Mhm.
Well, you're free. Remember us if you need to. Be like, hey, I was saved by people. So if we ever come to your area, be cool, yes?
He just stares at you in his very long and hard stare.
I will take that as we're cool.
Actually, if you know what, it's okay. If you ever want to chat, like tosses a mushroom his way.
Looks at it, twists it around, raises an eyebrow.
What is this?
It works kind of like a sending spell, but only works once.
Yes. Magic.
Nods. I would say like he'd probably like I guess he's doing his own insight checks on all of you, getting a read of all of you. And again, if Seer's not hiding her form, he would just address the elephant in the room.
Are you not afraid? You're with a genasi. How?
And I think he's even staring like at Aluya for a while, then Mavet, because Aluya, have you done alter self?
Oh, heck no. She doesn't care.
Okay, then Mavet. He's his own little monster. I think the only normal one in the group is the otter.
Do you not fear for your life with the company that you keep?
I'd lay my life for them just as they'd do the same for me.
Correct. Also, Eddie is like a super good killing machine, so if anything, people should be worried about him, but he's too cool, so if you're cool, he's cool.
Honestly, out of all of us, if you think one of us is the biggest threat, suspect the otter is the scariest.
Is he now? Is he now?
Narrows his eyes.
Let me ask you this. What's your feelings on the Lylaran family?
And should they... Do you think they should run for this year's elections of things? If so, please, I need your support.
Yeah, it seems like he's debating something in his head, and this is going to be the deal breaker.
It's like I may have missed this, but does this house name?
Yes,
seem
Gelenua and Nereus. That's their last name.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I just needed to be sure.
Yep. Good question.
So I guess Eddie would just follow up with like, "How do you mean by that?"
I'm asking whether or not you approve of their actions, whether or not you like any of the specific members, whether you follow them.
I understand their position, but disagree with their actions.
Nods.
Also, like, there's a lot of things happening, people being manipulated, so there's not really like a whole picture here being given to you.
Welcome to politics.
And he chuckles.
Eddie nods. Welcome to politics.
I think the last thing he would ask on that subject would be more towards. Yeah, you did get his approval from that. He nods sagely at it. He hooks his finger on his chin.
And what of Gelenua? What do you feel about the girl?
And again, perhaps like the woman in the party shrinks away at that, hides in someone's shadow.
She's been pretty chill with us.
The eyes begin to widen, bulge a little bit.
You've interacted with Gelenua?
Yeah.
How is she
That's
doing?
right.
You see in like a little bit of more of a invested interest in the subject.
Is she okay?
Eddie pauses for a moment. I understand now.
Damn. Damn.
If you like, we can introduce you to her.
I would love that.
And you see him scratching the back of his neck.
Do you need any help at all? I'm good in a fight. I can help.
Well, we'll get to that, but first we have to address a different elephant in the room.
A different elephant? What is an elephant?
It's a tropical animal you don't want to fuck with, but that's not what I'm referring to. As Eddie turns around to Jelly.
Right next to Luya.
So, like, just so we're clear, is this really the best time to get your revenge?
Strangely enough, you don't surprise her. Like she's been anticipating it, almost like she has a special insight on discussions that have been had.
I will say, I was really hoping that one of you would fall.
And shrugs their shoulders at that.
I am very surprised that you didn't kill me on the spot.
Well, the fact of the matter is that since you hadn't quite done it yet, we're still making good on our promise to not do anything until you make the next move. But you have the option to make a better choice.
Oh, what would that be?
Just to let it go and find new purpose.
Hmm.
You could get done with what you're trying to do, but once you finish it, what'll be left?
Okay.
Move on with your life.
Yeah. I like that response. What I'm going to need is I also need something from Aluya, because you see their eyes darting to Aluya, the subject of their ire. And to make a push to this like a kind of conversation, I need something significant from Aluya. So I want to hold what you're saying in the back burner, Eddie. Please keep that in mind and remind me of that. Aluya, I need some sort of significant action towards you to lean into what Eddie is trying to do here. Crosses her arms, stares at you.
Look, damn bitch, get your shit out and say what you gotta say.
If does Aluya think that? Or is that Nita's internal dialogue here?
It's mine. But you know what?
Okay.
It ain't far off from her either.
So, like, Aluya, you do realize who this is, right?
I'm sure it's like some sort of assassin, but
You've met them multiple times now.
yeah, is this out of character? This is the person that we keep running into, the assassin, the changeling.
That's up to debate here. They seem
I
to have
mean,
an
they
issue.
looking-
They have an issue with you specifically, and you have run into a couple changelings. It could be a few options here.
It's hard to
Aluya,
say.
you have to
I've
remember.
pissed off so many
one-
people.
I was gonna say, Aluya, you have to think about it. Which changeling was pissed at who? Because if you remember, I pissed off one changeling. You didn't. There was another changeling that you did piss off, but there was one other changeling I pissed off.
You took my kill. I am an embarrassment. You put a mark on my name.
I'm not even upfront with you. I can't remember, so we're just gonna roll with that.
I'm perfectly fine with it. You don't have to know. And I feel like that's actually pertinent to the current situation as well. Please go on.
There has been so much going on. If you just be upfront about everything, who are you? What is your deal? We can discuss it. Or your options are really slim on survival, and I'd rather not kill you or my friends kill you. Let's say what you got. Make your peace. Say what you got to say.
And do you just see like the skin beginning to like change color from the typical blue to the red? And she just says,
I want your head.
Get in line, lady. Say what you'd have to say.
Fine. I will put it clear as day. Since you have entered Frostheart, you have been a thorn in my side. I had one job.
Jimmy, is this
One
you?
job.
That's a good callback, actually. I fucking love that.
I had one job. End Nereus's life. But you and that freak,
Pointing over at Mavet.
got in the way. I will not stand for this.
Oh, buddy, no. I mean, get a grip. You have so much to live for. Move on.
One second. Got it. You see, like, the red skin bubbling, and then it turns back to blue.
All right. I will move on.
Really? Are you sure? We don't want to run through this again. You live your life free, in peace. You leave us alone forever.
I want something. Only one thing.
Oh, gosh.
And again.
Don't make it an outlandish thing. Again, think of your options right now. What is it you want?
I wish for one day and one night with you. That is it. No swords, no plots, no blood.
Are we fighting?
Mavet,
I
I did
can't
call.
believe this, but I think you've picked up a yandere.
Yeah. I will call for initiative when someone does an action that dictates that we need a combat initiative, Mavet.
I was just trying to turn off concentration.
Okay. It's
Mavet's
just you
not
had good
moving right
timing.
now.
Hang on, let me end this.
Did Aluya just get asked out on a date?
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
confused. Like,
Yeah. You got asked down a date.
sometimes I'm really dense and I don't understand things, but it seems to me like instead of killing me, you want to stab me somewhere else?
You are the bane of my existence. I will not stop thinking about you until I decapitate your head.
Oh, okay.
But-
Oh, we're fighting. Yeah, okay.
No! Listen!
Oh.
You have asked me to move on, to live my life. I will do that. But not until I understand the emotions in my...
And you see her like scratching at her chest.
inside. I need to talk. I need to know Why do you make me feel this way?
Aaliyah darts over with her eyes at Seer. So, um, uh,
One
Um,
day, one night, or I kill you right now. Your choice.
this is quite the pickle. I would have taken the fight. Uh, what do you explain by night? Like we're just having an outing and we eat and we chat?
You will not sleep. We will talk.
Oh, talk. Yes, we could talk. Uh, if it's talking we're doing, I'm in. If you mean
Smiles.
something else, I don't know if I could give you that.
Walks up to you. No weapon in hand. Nothing in hand. Puts a finger on your chest plate.
All I want is what's in here.
What do you do?
Looks at Seer. Looks at this woman. So, okay. Right, so let's say I like somebody, right? And maybe I thought I could talk with them, right? But nothing has happened and I don't even think they know that I like them. Like, if I give you a talk, does that negate the talk that I should have with them?
Smiles. And I think, like, might even... Again, I think this creature might bring up its shoulders a little bit, bring forth the cowl just slow enough to where only Aluya can see. And Aluya, you just see like the form of Seer's visage come underneath this cloak, cast down by shadow, and you see the glowing eyes. If you want, we can practice.
Nosebleed. Uh, no, I'm so sorry. Look, if you want to kill me, I accept that, but I mean, if you even want to have a conversation with me or hang out with me, I'm okay with that, but I cannot give you that.
What are you talking about?
Squid face is coming out.
You're saying that you can't give me what you want, what I want. Yet you say we can
And looks around, like the word's a little foreign.
hang out.
You know,
That is
like,
what
chill.
I want.
Be friends.
We will never be
Aaliyah.
friends.
Okay.
I-
Yes.
I think you're overthinking it.
All right.
Just letting you know. I think it's rather harmless. If it is what it is deeper, I think you would be already aware of that. But I do
Fine.
take in good faith that you said no. As Seer just goes back to just casually crossing their arms.
Yeah.
Sure. I will give you what you desire.
Smiles.
If that is the case, I make a solemn vow. No one
Does it?
may take your life.
And Leans in closer.
Except me.
I'm so confused. We're back to fighting. Sure, yes, I agree.
There's always murderous intent with everything they're saying. But it seems like there is an internal conflict happening within this creature that I cannot understand.
It doesn't know
Eddie-
what love is.
Eddie tosses another mushroom. Just like, giving these out like candy now.
Yeah. Looks at the mushroom, shrugs.
At least it's the way I can talk to you.
Nods.
Are you going to
Alright.
take your quiet dead friend with you?
I'm lost. What the fuck are you getting at? What? What did you just say to me? I could take
So
your
you're
quiet
gonna
dead
take
friend?
your quiet dead friend with you? The new guy.
The new guy.
Him? Him?
And looks
Yes.
over and just shrugs.
But I don't even know who he is.
The scene again, like, let me elaborate with this. Like, it appears that was a subject of circumstance that they were taking advantage of. Taking
Oh, yeah.
advantage of your guys'
I understood
goodwill.
that. But
Yeah.
Luya was still suspicious.
Yeah, that clears it up for you. It seems like they have no interest in the individual. They only have a hyperfixation on you, and that's for you to unravel.
Well, stay breezy. I guess I'll see you around.
Literally, the only reason Eddie let them follow him is just to see if they had any other intentions.
And they had intentions. Unless you guys force these two people to leave, they still follow with the party. God, air's a little steamy today, huh? Moo, turn down the heat.
Are we going somewhere else?
Ha. Ha ha
Yeah.
ha.
Yeah, I'm
Touch
gonna
bucket of water on head.
Yeah, I'm gonna move the scene a little forward here. Like, it appears
Well,
like
Wait.
Go ahead.
Wait.
Yep.
Before we start, as the party begins to transition into the scene, you will notice that as you're walking away, Mavet's not moving.
Mhm.
The smoke around him is stagnant.
Mhm.
It seems like he is frozen.
Oh yeah.
There was something that was brought up that caused Mavet to essentially go into a coma. So
Oh, that's
he
awesome.
is not moving.
Yeah, that's cool.
Does your tree friend... Is he just a tree?
He raises an eyebrow.
I do not
No,
understand.
No, he's more than that.
Hmm.
Hey, Mavet, you doing okay?
You hear no reply.
Must I carry tree?
Well, I don't know what's happening or how long it's going to be, so would you mind carrying him?
Anything for friend of Jilenua.
Nods. Shoulders. Mavet. Like, he's doing the lumberjack carry with one shoulder. Wrapping around your body and trunk.
Come, tree man. Perhaps you become tree friend.
But in which case,
Yep.
Eddie will get back out his shell phone. So,
Yep.
Hey, Jilly, you still on the surface?
Yeah, and it requires with the shell phone to actually grab the object, interact with it.
Yeah.
Your message goes, sir. You hear no reply.
You can't pick up.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
You know what?
That's right.
Actually, what I will give you here is you don't hear a voice. You hear an explosion and it might even give you the deafened condition for like a couple seconds here. Like you hear a whistle followed by an explosion.
Okay, yep, there's fighting up there.
Then,
All right, we need to get to the surface as quickly as possible.
yeah, just to even track everything here as well. Like following that explosion, you actually do feel like a rumble with Frostheart. It's a slight tremble, not like it's close or anything. And you hear it followed by the rhythmic footsteps of the Titan.
Boom, boom, boom.
But yes, if you guys are rushing and moving, I have a thing to finish off on. As you guys get out of the dungeon, take a moment to get out, like assess things, talk to people. You go out into the wall, essentially. And it is just pouring rain now. Just cascades of rain is just coming down, pelting all of you. And looking up, you see a sun in the middle of this cavern. You have 6 seconds. What do you guys do?
Wait, we see. Sorry, I feel like we need more description of that. We see an actual sun, like a ball of fire.
It looks like a ball of fire. It is glowing like it is a sun. It is bright, reflecting off of all of the ice in this cavern. It is on the ceiling and is getting larger and larger, and is raining on you.
That is not good.
No, it is not.
Guys, take cover.
Yep. All right. If you guys are going to take cover, I will not require a saving throw. As water begins to pour down, we hear the crackling of ice, then chunks of the ceiling begin to fall. Not the entire ceiling, just chunks of the small section begin to fall. And you see this black creature that's silhouetted by darkness begin to fall onto the ground with a big thud. It falls down like a ribbon. And with this large thud, smoke and dust begins to billow into the air, obscuring it. And you see as it begins to rise, light emitting from it, almost like a snake. And I will show you what this creature looks like. You see what I can only describe as crimson chitin plates that interlock with each other, and so many legs on each side of it. The spaces in between look like it's made of lava, and its mandibles are clacking with an almost lava and fire-like tongue as it begins to roar. And at this point, we can say roll the credits, because you are fighting a worm of Frostheart.
Well, shit, said Sphere.
Hey guys, it's the title.
Yeah, it's the title! Woo! It's the title! Oh, this is going to be fun. You guys have 2 allies to help you out with this fight as well.
One that wants to have a date with Aluya, one that wants to hang out with us, and a dead guy.
Yeah.
Gonna let you know, Aluya found your answer to be disappointing in a way, so you might get some feedback from her emotionally.
I mean, you didn't roll insight for Seer. I rolled something secret for Seer.
Okay, if that's it, we're gonna end for today and pick it up with the combat next time, and we'll go over all the details. Thank you guys so much for bearing with me throughout that skill challenge. I hope people had fun. But this is where we're going to be ending for today. Thank you so much.
This has been House Common Blood. The intro and outro music is Oh My Dog by Savick, and any other music and sound effects used in this episode are royalty-free. Credits can be found in the episode description. Please review us on whatever podcast listening app you happen to be using. And if you like us, tell other people. Word of mouth is the best way for us to grow. Thank you for joining us. Where is the fire?